Good morning, guys. It is Monday for me. It might be Wednesday for you. Not 100%. But I really have no clue what today's video is going to hold because I've been going back and forth on what I want to post and I just don't know. So we're just going to roll with it. I do have quite a bit of things I want to get done. I do need to run to the grocery store and get some produce because Walmart's produce was awful. So I do need to do that. I'm going to fix breakfast for the boys in just a second. And then, yeah, that's all I can think of. Luke is home this week. He's taking some time off. So, I have been weekly meal prepping, and that's why I think I was having a hard time figuring out what I wanted to post this week, because I was going back and forth on should I do my weekly prep, should I not, because with him being home, if you know him, he'll just say, okay, let's go somewhere. So I don't want to like waste the food that I prep if we're not home. So I think I'm just going to play it by ear on like day to day just to see for this week, because I just don't know. But I still need to make some bread. I need to restock the pantry, and then like I said, I need to run to Ruler Foods. Hopefully they have decent produce because Walmart did not. But whatever today holds, I hope you enjoy seeing part of our everyday life, and let's get right into it.
Tell you what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count. Now and take my hand. Hey darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. And get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Ooh. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing.
So we are going to be having hot ham and cheese for tonight, and I need to make some buns for that. So I'm just using the recipe that I have been using for months. It's my favorite. I'll make sure to have it linked down below. But I'm just going to go ahead and get it going in the bread machine. That way I've got this done. Okay, I got that going. So now I'm gonna make me a Dutch oven loaf of bread. I love Dutch oven loaves. I feel like it's my favorite out of any of my bread I make. So we'll have the recipe that I'm using linked down below for you guys. Got breakfast done. I got my buns going in the bread machine for supper tonight. And then I started that Dutch oven loaf of bread. Love Dutch oven loaves. So I got that going. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the dishes. And then we will head to the pantry and organize it. It's a mess. Luke brought home some groceries randomly last week and I just shoved them in there. Winston's been in and out of there. Some friends have been in and out of there, neighbor kids, so I've got to get in there and get it organized. So we're going to do the dishes first, then do that. I ended up cleaning out my car and brought a lot of cups up from upstairs. So there's so many cups that I need to get washed and put back in the cabinet.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. You in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm.
Here is what we were working with. It is in rough shape, to say the least, especially this side. I don't think this side is as bad, but I need to restock my cans. So let's get all this organized. so much better. There's just something about an organized pantry that I love. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get myself ready for the day, and then we will run to Ruler Foods. I took me a shower and my dough is ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it shaped, and then I'll just put it in the fridge and then set it back out once I get back home. And I'm gonna do hoagie shape for these, if I can talk. Okay, here is what I got. Okay, so I spent $60.27. Now, I made an oopsie, but I told him not to worry about taking it off. I had a coupon for, well, I thought it was for these, but he said that the size was different, which I had pulled up the coupon to double check, but I told him just to leave them on. So these were $5.99 a piece. So that was my oopsie, because I would have never, but I said, just don't worry about it. So I got 2 of those. Luke loves them, so, and I do too, so we'll eat them. Since I'm not doing my meal prep snack boxes, I went ahead and just picked up these. That way I can put everything together if I need to, where I'm not having them prepped ahead. I got 2 bags of mixed veggies. These are gonna go into the dehydrator today. And then I found some seasoned waffle fries. I had not seen the seasoned ones. And then I picked up 2, these are the Chuck. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Those were on sale for $9.99. Not the best deal, but yeah. And then the sugar was still on sale for $1.99, so I went ahead and picked up 2 more of those to put back in my bucket. Got some potatoes. Got some caramel for our apples that we already have here. And to save me some time, paper plates. Regular size and little snack size. That's for my convenience. I got some green beans. Also picked up some cauliflower and some spinach. I normally get the bags, but they all looked terrible. So I got this one. I needed I needed peppers, but they looked bad. I'm so ready for mine to come in. And I also needed zucchini. It did not look the best. So I am so excited for my garden to start producing because I'm wanting, you know, good produce. And it's hard to find nowadays in the grocery store. I feel like they're either, like the peppers for months, they have been like super wrinkly, small, like pretty much rotten whenever you go and try to get some. Luckily, I keep some in my freezer, but you know, there's times where I want just to buy one and, you know, have it. But that's everything I got. Like I said, I spent $60.27. Definitely would have been cheaper if I hadn't spent $10 on cheese. But yeah, I'm gonna eat one of these with my lunch. I'm gonna fix me something to eat. I have no clue if or when the boys are coming home, so I'm just gonna feed myself lunch and they can worry about themselves. I'm not cooking lunch today. These things are so good though, like let's be honest, they're so expensive. That's why I never buy them. But today, yeah. So we have leftovers from last night, so that's what I'm gonna eat, plus some avocado, some watermelon that I cut up this morning, and this is gonna be my lunch. I don't know what it is, but I'm addicted. I have talked about it several times, but I don't know, like I eat it plain. Like I put it on the side, little salt and pepper. Who would have ever thought I would like avocado? I have tried guacamole. My sister-in-law likes getting it at the Mexican restaurant, so I tried some whenever she got it. I don't like the raw onion and like jalapeno, like all that stuff in it, but just plain avocado, I like it. I add it onto anything, or I just serve it on the side. I'm gonna go heat my hot dog up. Now I don't like ketchup or mustard or anything, so I just eat mine plain. But that is it. I could put some cheese on there, but I got cheese over there, so we ain't even gonna worry about it. So that is my lunch for today. So I sat outside a little too long, but I'm gonna go ahead and get these both going in the dehydrator. I'm gonna do it outside again. I did it outside with these onions, which I'm gonna have to put these onions back on. So if you missed, which it was a while back, I did a full like dedicated video to dehydrating food, and I talked about how you need to condition your food in jars on the counter for like a week before you put them up, so that way you make sure all the moisture is out of them. So there's a little bit of this where it's still kind of sticking and it's got some moisture left in it. So we're gonna put it back in the dehydrator, and we're gonna dry it out just a little bit more. So I'm gonna put these onions in there with the 2 bags of veggies. If I have enough room, I will go ahead and cut the basil and put some in there, but we'll see. But I am gonna do it outside, like I said, because I'm not too worried about the fumes since this is mostly already dehydrated. But it gets super hot, and where you run it for so long, it's gonna heat the house up. So we're gonna take it outside and do it outside because we don't want to heat the house up if we don't have to. And I'm already gonna have to have the oven on for the buns for supper. I can wait and bake the Dutch oven loaf later. That's one of the good things about a Dutch oven loaf is it's very forgiving. So honestly, you could just sit it on the counter. Like the recipe says at least 4 hours, but I've let it sit for 6. I've let it sit for 8. You can even put it in the fridge, let it hang out overnight, pull it back out in the morning, and let it sit on the counter for a couple hours. Which Dutch oven loaf is so forgiving, and it is the perfect beginner bread. I love it. So we're just gonna play that by ear. It's been about 3 hours for the Dutch oven loaf now. So I could bake it if I wanted to in an hour, or I can just let it hang out, and I may bake it tonight when it's a little bit cooler, because it takes about 45 or longer minutes to bake. It just depends on how big the loaf is. But let's get all this put in the dehydrator outside. So I've got 1 tray left for the dehydrator. So I went out and got all this. There's still a lot. My basil has been growing like crazy. So I'm gonna take off each leaf, and then I'm just gonna wash them, pat them dry, and then we're gonna get them put in the dehydrator. I'm gonna do these like I do my spinach. Whenever I dehydrate spinach, I put 2 racks together. So I lay all the leaves out flat, and then there'll be a rack at the bottom, a rack at the top, so that way it squishes, so that way it doesn't make a tornado in the dehydrator, which somebody laughed at me the last time I said that. When I said I think I called it a spinach tornado. So we don't want a basil tornado this time. So I'm gonna go through. It smells so good, you guys. Oh my gosh. I have been saving so many recipes for whenever I start harvesting everything. My tomatoes and squash and zucchini and peppers. I've got so many recipes saved. I'm so excited. Okay. I could just sit and smell this all day. So I've got 1 tray of basil. Got some mixed veggies, onions. So if you ever notice that there's moisture still left in your dehydrated food after you condition it for a couple days, don't be scared to put it back on there. It's not ruined as long as there's no mold that has grown or anything like that. That's why you keep an eye on it. Check it every single day. That way you can, kind of see. And I have been checking on this one, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put it back because it is a little bit on the flimsier side. So we're just going to let it run for a little bit while these are going as well. Okay, I just put the buns in for tonight. I have decided I am just going to leave that Dutch oven loaf for several more hours, and I'll just bake it tonight once the house is cool. because once these are done, I'm going to shut it off. Now, for these buns, which I know y'all won't see supper tonight because that's going to be in either Saturday or Sunday's video. I don't know. That's going to be in a different video. But for these buns, where I'm going to be putting them back in the oven to melt the cheese and heat up the ham, I am doing them at a lower temperature. That way it cooks them through, but they don't get super dark, so that way they can, you know, get dark and get some color on them later, because I don't want them to burn. So I've got them on. And then I think I'm going to mop the kitchen. I forgot to do that last week. Everything was just super busy last week. So I'm going to do that, and then I guess that's it. I guess that's it for the day. The boys are still out and about, and I mean, I'm pretty much done other than, you know, fixing supper later tonight, but that's going to be easy. Hot ham and cheese and those frozen French fries.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they